Hello, here is a little screencast to show you a little bit how to work with the MPS and mbeddr editors. This is the Hello World project that you can download from the code distribution page. And I'm going to create a new model that I want to play with. I call it play with. Oops. And then it wants me to define which languages I use. And of course I use the mbeddr.core dev kit, which is the whole point, and I do not want to add it to the version control system. And inside that guy, you now have to create a new module, an implementation module, in fact. And I call it Hello World. And you can see I can just type here. And I can also go here just with the cursor up, cursor down, and just start typing main. That gives me a main function. And I get all these errors. I can see these errors. No type size specification found. It says exactly the same thing here. I can now create the missing type size configuration either by using new, type size configuration, or I press Alt-Enter and create a default type size configuration. Pressing F5, the errors should go away. Now, the ability to press Alt-Enter is called using intentions, and intentions are an essential part of MPS's work, and you should get used to using them. So let's see what's the problem here. At least one return statement. Okay, I can just type return 0. Well, 0. Now, let's do something a little bit more complicated. I can just press, go to the beginning, press Enter. Declare an int8 variable called x, and I put an equals expression, and you can see that you can just press equals right here after the x and before the semicolon to enter the init expression as you would expect. Now I'm just going to type 2 plus 3 times 4. I put the cursor on the 4, and now I want to select stuff. And MPS uses this notion of tree editing. So what I want to do is select parts of this line. So I press Control Up arrow, and you can see how pressing Control Up arrow and down arrow successively basically climbs up the tree. The 4 is at the bottom of the tree. Its parent is the multiplication. So pressing Control Up arrow gives me 3 times 4. Pressing Control Up arrow again gives me the 2 plus 3 times 4. Pressing it again lets me go to the variable declaration. Pressing Control Up arrow again marks the whole function, and again gives me the whole module. So we basically can climb up the tree with Control Up, Control Down. Now, if we have a bunch of siblings, like for example the list of statements here, then we can use Shift Up, Shift Down, to select siblings. Now you can also use Shift here, but that doesn't always work. So whenever you want to work with the tree, go up. You should use Control. When you work with siblings, you can go up with Control and then Shift to select siblings. This sibling select, I could create another function here, void some function. This sibling select works on anything that has siblings. So now we can do sibling select on the functions here. Now, again, emphasizing the keyboard shortcuts. If you want to export this function here so that it can be called from another module, you want it to say export, and you can do that by pressing Alt-Enter, which opens the intentions menu, and then you can see these things. You don't have to select them with the keyboard. You can actually just start typing EX for export, press Enter. So it's basically almost like typing. It's very keyboard friendly. Now, you want to add documentation to something. You can press Control-Alt-D. That gives you a comment-like thingy, so you can add some text, and that works on almost anything. You can use this statement, do it here. It should even work on the whole module. Do it there. So pressing Control-Alt-D is the way to show comments. By the way, if you don't like the documentation, you can hide it. It's still there. You can use toggle docs to show and hide it. Now, if you want to comment something, let's say we have an int again. Well, yeah, int I x equals 2 times 3, and there is another one, and 8x equals 3 times 3. Now, of course, you get an error because it's a duplicate variable, but you can take that statement, for example, and press Ctrl-Alt-C for comment out. That removes the comment. It keeps the coloring. It uses this this gray background. And of course, if you generate, for example, by using preview generated text, this other one is gone because it had been commented. You can also you can comment all statements. You can comment whole functions. Basically, you can comment any module content. So if we create a variable here, some var, notice how that is not a problem because there is no parser, just as a side remark. You can also comment that guy, and then if we generate again, it should not be here, which it isn't, so that's good. Okay, so it really is important that you get used to a couple of keyboard shortcuts. You can also use Ctrl-N to find a node by name, for example, hello world. Right, that's in our case just that guy. Oh no, it's the other hello world. There were two. You can do this also with, for example, some function. It does it with all. Takes some time. Doesn't find it. That's interesting. It should. Check that. So basically, it does it with all nodes that have names. So it lets you, well, maybe just with all roots. So it lets you navigate quickly. Actually, yeah, it just goes to the root nodes. It lets you navigate quickly to important things. Well, that's all I wanted to show. Some hint about how to efficiently work with the keyboard in MPS. You'll be happy you know how this works, because keyboard is much more efficient than the mouse. Thanks for watching.